Hi, I'm Kim,
I'm Bailey.
And I'm Abby.
and this is our workshop on protein manipulation.
So in this experiment, we're going to be denaturing proteins of an egg using different common household items. Denaturation is when a protein loses its shape due to conditions outside of a range that it can withstand. Two conditions we will change in this experiment are temperature and alcohol content. We will be placing different pieces of an egg into containers filled with different materials that should denature the proteins.
Here's a list of things that you'll need for our experiment.
First, pour 1/3 cup of rubbing alcohol into 1 glass container, 1/3 cup room temperature water into another, and the rest of the water into a microwave safe container, or into a pot.
Crack the egg open and separate out the yolk. The scissors. We want to get as much of that egg white protein in there as we can.
Next, you'll take the egg white and separate it into pieces. You can add 1/4 of it into each glass container.
Heat up the water for your hot water treatment and pour it into one of the empty glass containers.
Next, you will take your pieces of egg white and put it into your different bowls.
So our first jar is the jar of alcohol. We're going to put some of our egg in there. And our next one is the room temperature water. Next one is our boiling water.
It is important to have a control in every experiment in order to have something to gauge your experiment by.
Look at what happened immediately regarding the hot boiling water compared to the room temperature water.
Wait for 30 minutes.
So if we look at them, we have our alcohol, which as we can see, the proteins have turned white. Our room temperature water, which is beginning to turn white, but not as much as the other ones. Our boiling water, which has turned the egg white, and our control, which looks just the same as it did before.
Proteins require specific conditions to stay folded correctly. When these conditions are changed, the protein's bonds are broken, thereby making the protein lose their shape. In this experiment, the heat and alcohol break the hydrogen bonds holding the egg white proteins together, causing the proteins to unfold and take up more space, turning the egg white and hardening it in its place.
Breaking proteins is an important part of protein manipulation. Because proteins are made of many different amino acids, they have different charges in different places, unlike DNA, which is entirely negative. When manipulating and analyzing proteins, we denature them and coat them in a buffer to give them a single, consistent charge. Scientists are currently studying to decide whether or not protein manipulation could potentially stop the spread of cancer. All of the materials needed for this experiment are common household items, so feel free to grab an egg and try this experiment at home.